Drop 'em. One hook and I'll rock 'em. One more and I'll stop 'em. Call the fighter, I'll lock 'em. Up 'em. If he reach, then I'll pop 'em. Street sweeper, I'll wash 'em. Homicide, come and chalk 'em. Drop 'em. One hook and I'll rock 'em. One more and I'll stop 'em. Call the fighter, I'll lock 'em. Up 'em.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Gervonta Davis fired shots at Leonard Ellerbe and Floyd Money Mayweather. This isn't the first time Gervonta Davis has fired shots in the past, and after the announcement of this fight, he's done it again, apparently. So let's take a look. All right. So this is in response to Ray Jackson saying Tank Davis has 2 fights lined up next year, and the boss, Floyd, hasn't mentioned anything about it. That's what he says. Gervonta Davis responded, because the love was gone when I knocked Rolly out. Crazy thing, I was my mom house the other night. She told me how Leonard was telling people how Rolly was going to knock me out. And my uncles that started me in boxing overheard him. Go look at the fight and watch my mom. That's what he wrote. In response. So he's basically saying that Leonard Ellerbe was telling people that Rolly was going to knock him out. So Ryan Garcia saw that, and Ryan Garcia made a comment. Ryan Garcia wrote, Tank's very emotional, huh? With the emoji face like this. And Tank responded, yeah, I'm the type to get emotional and slap the ish out of you. So that was Tank's response. I'm turning over to you, Conspiracy G. What's your reaction to Tank Davis taking shots at Leonard Ellerbe, Floyd Mayweather, and basically saying those things?
All right, so this one was a tough one because I remember back when we were like discussing the Tank versus Rolly fight and how like Tank's contract with Floyd Mayweather was up and everything, and he was going to leave the money team, this and the third, and then it was like, well, you know, does Rolly have the skill to actually defeat Tank? Does Floyd want Rolly to beat Tank? You know what I mean? So I remember that controversy back then. But I don't really know if Leonard Ellerbe was really thinking like Rolly was going to beat Tank. Because at the end of the day, Leonard is a promoter. And Rolly was fairly unknown to the masses, right? So if I'm promoting Tank's fight, potentially Tank's last fight, right? I'm going to really push the fact that Rolly's a bigger guy. He's stronger. He's confident. I don't know. I think Tank's going to take this L. I may not even mean that. But as a promoter, I'm a salesman. I got to sell the fact that Tank may lose this fight so they could sell out. And remember, it looked like a packed house in there. It was a packed house, you know? So, like, I don't know if that was a part of Leonard Ellerbe's formula or Ellerbe is just actually a hater. I like to believe as a promoter, it's always about the money first. So, you know, but then again, Leonard he's been shown that he's emotional when it comes to Eddie Hearn. But when it comes to the Tank,
they still got to make that fight on the card.
That's 100. That's 100. But with Tank, I kind of just feel like, you know, Tank's relationship with Floyd is just like big bro, little bro type situation where it's like, yo, he's living under Floyd's shadow. And Ellerbe's probably like in the middle trying to just make everything work, you know? And the fact that Rolly was also signed to the money team. So it's just like, hey, this is an in-house fight. I got to promote both sides. I got to sell this fight. So he may say certain things that may be interpreted on Tank's side as disrespect when really it's just to promote the fight. And this is just from my perspective. I don't even know if my perspective is correct, but I like to play devil's advocate and give, you know, Ellerbe that perspective.
All right, TBE.
I hear you, G. But you gotta at least show a little more professionalism if you're gonna be about the money. because now now you have Tank questioning Leonard's Ellerbe's loyalty, and it's like one minute you hyping me up, next minute you in the back of your mind you think this guy's gonna beat me, and I'm your cash cow. I bring all the bread here, so I understand Tank's side and his reaction to this, because if you hear like your promoter, your guy who's behind your back's like, yo, he's gonna beat me. He's telling you you're gonna beat him, you're gonna knock him out. Then your family's like, yo, he was just over there saying he's gonna knock you out. He's gonna whip you. Bro's gonna whip you up. I'm gonna have mixed feelings about you after this. It's like if AJ heard Eddie Hearn's like, yo, Usyk's about to whip AJ in this third fight, instead of like, or instead of being neutral, he didn't play a neutral. Go ahead, G.
I think that's a false equivalence. I think if you compared, let's say, AJ to Dillian White, and say Eddie Hearn was saying, I don't know, Dillian might he might have it on this one. You see what I'm saying? But you
same thing.
But could you not say, hey, put yourself in Eddie Hearn's shoes? The average person
I'm just be more neutral. Be more neutral. Like these they're two great fighters. They have two different skill sets, and it's up in the air. Like, but I wouldn't be. I'm not gonna be in one breath. Yo, Gervonta, you gonna whip him out? You gonna knock him out easy, and then the next breath, Rolly gonna knock him out. Rolly got the potential to knock him out, or I'm making Gervonta seem like he's not. He's like the lesser opponent. So for me, it's just like, if these guys, I know he promotes both of these guys. I'm just saying, don't sit here and move around speaking very messy, where you could be more professional, be neutral. You have the option to be neutral in this moment, but he didn't choose to. And I don't know, Gervonta. This is word of mouth. Gervonta heard it from his cousins, his uncles, and aunties. But Leonard, we don't have the full story. But I feel, Leonard, if you're going to be speaking about your fighters that you promote and they're fighting each other, be neutral. You got to be on the fence about these guys. If you're going to promote a fight, you got to say, this is going to be a great fight. We have two up-and-coming fighters, and we have established fighters, and they're going to put it out on the line, and you're going to be like, yo, Tank, you're going to knock him out, and then the next breath, Rolly going to knock this man out. Nah, it just rubs me the wrong way. It's like,
but again, you're talking about Rolly, who's fairly unknown to the public, to the masses. You get what I'm saying?
Him up in a different light, but you don't put
up a guy. I'm just listen. I remember there was one fight with Rolly. I think we talked about it here on this show. Well, I was like, nah, Rolly ain't it. You know what I'm saying? Like, my man has like two left feet in the ring. Like Rolly, the only thing is like Rolly's bigger than Tank. You know what I'm saying? And it showed in that match. Like Rolly just doesn't have the experience, right? So maybe Leonard Ellerbe understood that, and it was a mind game. It's all marketing. Like, yo, Rolly's gonna take out Tank. So people go, what? Yo, hold on, I gotta watch this pay-per-view, because I'm like, yo, Tank about to get dropped by this unknown Cuban black kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe that's what I'm saying. Because that's what I'm like. If Eddie did the same thing with Dillian White and AJ, if Eddie Hearn was like, I don't know, Dillian might get AJ this go round, is it really like, yo, he's crapping on AJ, or is he just trying to sell this fight to sell some tickets?
But it's also, you gotta look at it like it's Tank's like Tank has to restructure his contract after this fight, because it was like technically his last fight under the money team. And for you to hear your promoters like bashing you or like talking trash about you, like when your foot's about to be out the door, you want, if that's your cash cow, you want to do everything to keep your cash out. And I'm not gonna be caught saying, yo, Tank's about to get washed, or Tank's garbage. Tank can't keep up with Rolly. Like, you can't, you want to be put in that position where now you're fighting like, yo, that got back to me. Like, what you mean by that? Like, now he's questioning you. As a promoter, it's just more like you don't want it. Like, you can't be, as a promoter, the money comes first, because you're promoting fighters. Fighters can choose to jump ship at any moment. But your loyalty, like, now Tank's question is loyalty, like Gervonta shooting shots at Tank and Ellerbe and Floyd. It just shows you like he doesn't really like rock with, he doesn't trust his the people who are managing his career right now.
Look, man, I think that this is like a reach and a stretch. And I'll say this. I'm with G. How do you sell a mismatch to the masses? You have to make them believe that the person who's the underdog has a chance of winning the fight. You can stay neutral when a fight is a good fight, when a fight is relatively 50-50. But when a fight is basically, you're talking like 7-1 underdog, how do you get people to believe? I'll give you an example. Right now, we're talking about Tyson Fury fighting Derek Ward Chisora. You think Tyson Fury's going to be putting down Chisora? We've seen Tyson Fury put down Deontay Wilder. We've seen Tyson Fury put down his opponents. He put down AJ every chance he get. What is he doing? When he's on True's show and True's saying how Chisora is lost all his big fights, whatever, he builds Chisora up. He's bigging up Chisora. You got Tyson Fury bigging up his own opponent. Why? He understands he needs to sell that fight to the masses. He needs to make the people believe that Derek Ward Chisora actually has a chance. So when you hear Leonard Ellerbe saying, "Oh, I got Rolly. Rolly's a live dog," does he really believe that, or is he trying to make the people believe that Rolly stands a better chance than he actually does? Right? And if you can't take that so personally, you're getting paid the bigger check. Rolly's a fighter on Mayweather Promotions, so he got to say good things about Rolly too. And everything I saw, and I watched all the media promotion for that fight. I never heard Ellerbe say he thought Rolly was going to beat Tank. I heard him say he thought Rolly was a live underdog. He thought that Rolly had size and Rolly was going to do better than people thought. I never heard him pick against Tank, which brings me to another point. You got to check your sources, dog. You're saying you heard this from your uncle who got you started in boxing, and you heard this from your moms. How you know they reliable sources?
That's a fact.
Like, how you know that they got your best interest in mind? All I know is Leonard Ellerbe has you as the lightweight who's making all this money. You making more money than the other lightweights. You fighting on pay-per-view. You got celebrities coming out to your fight. Ellerbe and Floyd have done a great job with Tank Davis' career. So why are you sitting there listening to what people say? I would say that the evidence has shown that they value Tank, that they want to put Tank Davis in positions to succeed. So his family saying that they picked Rolly. Bro, if they were trying to ruin your career, they would have thrown you in there with someone else and not Rolly. That's just a fact. Like, Rolly is a dangerous fight because Rolly has power. But as you found out when you knocked Rolly out, Rolly has a lot of flaws with that power that you were able to take advantage of. Now, if it was that way, why'd you re-sign with Mayweather Promotions? Because in the lead up to that, I remember Tank saying he was gone at one point and that it was going to be his last fight on Mayweather Promotions. Now this dude's sitting around talking about they were rooting for Rolly. So why'd you re-sign then? You know, and that's something else to think about. And yeah, and there's also one other thing I want to point out. Sometimes like you can get caught in like the buildup, and sometimes like the buildup makes you say certain things. There's 3 times on this show I picked a fighter knowing that I was most likely going to be wrong. And this is what makes me laugh, because when people try to use it against me, like I got predictions wrong, they take the predictions of the 3 fights I called out that I know that I'm taking the 7-1 underdog, the 4-1 underdog. When I picked Danny Garcia to beat Earl Spence Jr., the first thing I said was, I know it probably won't happen, but I root for Danny Garcia. He's one of my favorite fighters, so I'm picking him because I'm going to be rooting for him. When Sean Porter fought Terrence Crawford, I said, I understand he's a 7-1 underdog. I understand that the world's going to pick TC, but I think he has a better chance than people are giving him, and I'm rooting for Sean Porter, so I'm picking Sean Porter. I don't hedge like that. If I'm rooting for a fighter, I pick the fighter. I already explained that. That's my logic. When Rolly fought Tank, I picked Rolly. Go back and check the tape. I said, I know the odds are he is going to lose, but I think he's funny and he brought me excitement, so I'm rooting for Rolly. because and G knows we watching the fight. I'm talking trash in the chat like my man Rolly done did this, and then when Rolly got knocked out, I'm like, finally he caught him. Yo, I love boxing, bro. Like I have fun with this sport, man. Like I like people. I can know, but like I like rooting. I like rooting for the underdog sometimes. I like predicting the underdog. I like trying to see the underdog take on big challenges. Sometimes the underdog wins. Like genuinely wins. Like when I picked AJ, I thought he was going to beat Usyk, like actually beat Usyk, and he didn't. And then in the rematch, when AJ was the underdog, and I said I still think AJ can do it, and he didn't. But that's the beauty of boxing to me. So Tank, man, you need to get it together, man. It's not that serious, man. It's not that personal, man. Just have fun with the sport that you're in. And lastly, the person who started this, I see like his tweets a lot on Twitter. He's a diehard boxing fan, but he said Floyd Mayweather hasn't retweeted or said anything about Tank's fights. Tank wanted Floyd to back off of his career. Remember, he wanted Floyd to leave him alone. So you can't have it both ways. You wanted to be your own guy. You wanted your own spotlight. You said Floyd was still in your spotlight. So now you want it both ways, right? You don't want Floyd to steal your spotlight, but then you want him to use, and you can't do it like that. You can't have it both ways. Either you want Floyd to use his likeness to help promote you, or you don't. It's that simple. Floyd was always in your press conferences. Floyd was in, and so you didn't like that, but you benefited from it in the beginning because that's the reason why the celebrities and everyone come out to see you, because Floyd gave you that stamp of approval. He gave you that seal of approval, but you didn't like that. So now Floyd is off doing his own thing, making his money, beating up on dudes who don't belong in the ring with him. And now people are saying, oh, he hasn't tweeted about Tank's fights. Also, Tank is fighting in January, on January 7th, right? It is November 20th. So we're talking his fight's months away. So how you know Floyd's not going to tweet about the fight around the time the fight's going to happen? Then his next fight with Ryan Garcia is in April. So what is Floyd going to tweet about it right now? It's not even in a situation where you can say it should be promoted. It just happened. So it's just like, I don't know why Tank getting in his feelings about this. If it was a few weeks, remember Dillian White didn't tweet to promote his own fight against Tyson Fury because he was mad about something. And they were like, yo, it's in your contract to promote this. Dillian didn't tweet until like the week of the fight. Yeah. Like, come on, man. It's like people start. This is the problem with you, Davis. I like Tank, but Tank, you can't. This is why I say I believe it when I see it. Tank got too many voices in his ear and he listened to all of them. Oh, why ain't Floyd tweet about your fight? Dog, it's November 20th. It ain't even Thanksgiving, cuz. You fighting next year. You fighting after New Year's. Yo, there are 2 holidays in between that. There's Thanksgiving and our whatever holiday. I'm just saying it's Christmas. Then there's New Year. Actually, 3 years. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year, then your fight. We haven't even hit Thanksgiving yet. And you mad he ain't tweet about your fight. Fam, think logically, dog. Maybe around Christmas he tweet about your fight. But why does his tweet matter so much to you? You sick anytime he's trying to steal your shine. You don't say nothing when you steal his shine, though, or when you live off his shine. You don't say nothing when him mentioning your name actually benefits you. It's only when you want to, or you feel like that's insecurities within you. Because when he's around, like 50 said, they know they can't shine if I'm around the rhyme. See, when he's around, you feel a certain way. That's on you. But anyways, give that man time to post your fights, dog. Your fights aren't urgent right now. Your fights are 3 holidays away. Stop playing. Happy New Year, and then we'll talk about your fight on January 7th, dude. All right, so that's it for this segment. Please like, share, and subscribe. Yo, here's the thing. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. We've been at like 14,400, 14,500 for the longest time. YouTube has been flagging all our videos, whether we're talking about something controversial or not, whether we have something that's borderline, something that's borderline explicit or not. They've been flagging our videos. It's been crazy. And so if you normally watch us and you haven't subscribed yet, you should just subscribe. Like, why not? What's the harm in doing it? I understand, because like I got a lot of people I watch that I haven't really subscribed to, but I'm trying to be more conscious and subscribe to it. But just do that, because YouTube has been doing us crazy.
Trying to shadow ban us, man.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. And when they flag the videos, it hurts the numbers. It does all types of stuff. But anyways, like, share, and subscribe. And also remember, if you can't catch us on YouTube, you can catch our podcast on major streaming services. And people have been doing it, because I see like our numbers on the podcast are always solid. So salute to everyone who watches us on the pod or listens to us on the podcast. We are the Boxing Bros.